Have you ever wondered why some people seem to master the money game while others struggle just to make ends meet? The difference often lies in small daily habits that gradually build a more secure future. And today, I'm going to show you the 10 simple habits from Brian Tracy that can completely transform your finances, starting right now. Imagine if you could hit pause on your hectic routine, step out of autopilot mode, and finally start seeing the path to financial freedom. It's possible, and the secret lies in simple actions that anyone can adopt. Want to find out what they are? How about learning how to wake up early, invest in what truly matters, and even understand the difference between what makes you wealthier and what just drains your money? Stay with me and get ready to discover how to transform your finances in a practical, straightforward way. Each tip is a piece of this puzzle that could change your financial life forever. Let's get started. But before we dive into these habits, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. This motivates us to keep bringing more valuable financial education content to you. 1. The biggest obstacle to financial freedom. Imagine you on a carousel, spinning endlessly. It never stops, and you're just there, going round and round. This is like the daily routine for many of us. We wake up, go to work, handle daily tasks, and before we know it, the day is over. Most of the time, we're so caught up in the demands of everyday life, work, household responsibilities, relationships, that it's hard to find a moment to think beyond the present. Now, imagine if that carousel slowed down a bit, and you could take a look around. Suddenly, you realize there's so much more beyond just spinning. This is when the opportunity to plan for the future begins. Planning means creating a roadmap for where you want to go, and that includes your money too. But as long as you're stuck on the carousel of routine, it's nearly impossible to see a path to financial freedom. The truth is, to achieve this freedom, you need to step out of that autopilot mode. It's not about abandoning your responsibilities, but rather finding space within them to think about your financial goals. This can be as simple as setting aside 10 minutes of your day to reflect on where you are today and where you want to go. After all, no one reaches a destination without knowing where they want to go, right? 2. Financial independence. Financial independence is like having the freedom to choose your own path without relying on anyone else to pay the bills at the end of the month. Imagine you're on a road, and instead of always following signs that say work here or wait for the next paycheck, you can finally choose a different route where money is no longer a constant worry. Being financially independent means that you can decide what you want to do with your life, travel, pursue a hobby, support your family, without worrying about running out of money. But to reach this road of choices, it's not enough just to want it. It takes discipline, like an athlete who trains every day to stay in shape. This means making conscious financial decisions, avoiding impulse spending, and building the habit of saving and investing. Additionally, self-control is key. You know that urge to buy something new, even when you don't really need it. Well, having self-control means knowing when it's worth spending and when it's better to hold back a bit. It's not easy, but every small effort helps build a freer future. This journey to financial independence takes effort, but the results are worth it. Because, in the end, having financial freedom means living the way you truly want to, not just the way you have to. 3. Waking up early is essential. Waking up early is like gaining a secret advantage in the game of life. Imagine that everyone around you is still asleep, and you're already a few steps ahead, starting to organize your day. In this extra time, you have the opportunity to plan what needs to be done, prioritize your goals, and most importantly, start taking action before everyone else. Why is this important? Well, think about top athletes, entrepreneurs, or artists. Many of them have the habit of waking up before sunrise, not because it's some magic rule, but because they know those early morning hours are special. When the world is quiet, the mind is more focused, and you can dedicate yourself to important tasks without distractions. It's as if time flows differently, more slowly, giving you the chance to make the most of every minute. Of course, changing the habit of waking up early can be tough at first, especially if you're used to hitting the snooze button multiple times. But over time, you realize the reward is significant: more productivity, less rushing, and a greater sense of control over your own time. And the secret isn't just getting up early, but using that extra time wisely to plan, reflect, and put your projects and dreams into action. 4. Investing in knowledge. Investing in knowledge is like having a key that opens many doors. Imagine you have a vault full of opportunities, but to unlock it, you need the right combination. Knowledge is that combination. And it doesn't have to be complicated, like taking a new course or going back to school. It can be as simple as reading a summary of a good book, listening to an audiobook while driving, or watching a video that teaches you something new. Many people think that to learn valuable things, they need to spend a lot of time and money. But in reality, there are quick and affordable ways to absorb the best information out there. When you listen to an audiobook or read a summary, it's like receiving the essence of the most important ideas that would take hours to discover on your own. It's a shortcut, but a smart one. Now, think about how this can change your financial life. By learning about investments, financial organization, and new ways to make money, you start to see opportunities that once seemed invisible. It's as if suddenly, those doors that were once locked begin to open. And the best part, this knowledge is never lost. Unlike material things that lose value over time, what you learn only appreciates. So, instead of spending all your time on entertainment, why not dedicate a few minutes of your day to learning something new? It's an investment that will pay off greatly in the long run. Do you invest in knowledge? It's something many people overlook, but it can make a huge difference when it comes to financial education. Leave a comment below to let us know. 5. Difference between assets and liabilities. Understanding the difference between assets and liabilities is like learning to play a new game with the right rules. When you know how to play, it's easier to win. In financial terms, an asset is like an ally in the money game. It puts money in your pocket, like a rental property or a stock that pays dividends. A liability, on the other hand, is something that drains your financial energy, like a constantly increasing electricity bill or a car loan that only adds expenses. Imagine you have an open faucet and an empty pitcher. Assets are the water flowing in, filling your pitcher with more money, more security, and more freedom to spend as you like. Liabilities, however, are the holes in the pitcher, letting the money flow out before you can enjoy it. If you only have liabilities, no matter how much water flows in, the pitcher never fills up. Many people get confused, thinking that buying a house or a new car automatically means they are getting richer. But in reality, these things are often liabilities because they require maintenance, taxes, and other expenses that take money out of your pocket instead of adding to it. The difference is that wealthy people understand this and know how to use their money to buy more assets before splurging on luxuries. So, the tip is to always look for more allies in your financial game. Invest in things that bring money to you, instead of just spending on things that will drain your balance. This simple shift in mindset can make all the difference in your financial future. 6. Creating your own income. Imagine your financial life as a boat on the ocean. For many people, this boat is always drifting, relying on the wind, meaning their salary and the opportunities that come along. But to truly have control, you need a motor, and that motor is your own ability to generate income. It's about not having to rely on anyone else to move forward. When we talk about creating your own income, it means finding ways to earn money that don't just depend on your current job or boss. It could be a side business, an investment that starts paying off, or even a skill you can use to make some extra cash as a freelancer. The key is that you're in control and don't have to wait for a promotion or a raise to improve your financial life. Moreover, it's crucial to understand that no one owes you anything. Sometimes, we fall into the trap of thinking we deserve someone's help, that an opportunity will fall into our laps, or that the government will solve our problems. But the real responsibility for our lives lies with us. Wealthy people know this and always strive to create their own opportunities rather than waiting for them to appear. Of course, this doesn't mean it's easy. But when you get used to thinking this way, everything changes. You stop waiting and start taking action. And in the end, the satisfaction of building your own income is like that moment when you realize the motor of your boat is running, and now you can steer wherever you want, without relying on the wind. 7. The importance of social connections. Imagine that every person you meet is a potential door. Some of these doors lead to job opportunities, others to business partnerships, and some even to valuable advice that can change the way you think. The truth is, by building good relationships with others, you end up creating a map full of open doors to success. Successful people understand the value of being sociable and cultivating relationships throughout their lives. This doesn't mean you need to be the most outgoing person in the room, but rather that you should be willing to listen, help, and, when necessary, ask for help too. When you genuinely connect with someone, you create a bridge that can be valuable in important moments. Now, think about how this can influence your financial life. Let's say you're looking for a new job opportunity or an idea to invest in. Often, these opportunities come from a casual conversation, from someone who recommends you for a position or shares an idea that changes your perspective. It's like planting seeds. You don't know exactly which ones will grow, but you know that, over time, some will become fruitful trees. Social connections also help broaden your mind. When you surround yourself with people who think differently, You learn from their experiences and start seeing possibilities you hadn't considered before. And this can make all the difference when it comes to making decisions about your money, investments, and future. That's why you should invest time in building and maintaining good relationships. Whether it's on social media, at networking events, or even through casual conversations. These connections are a valuable asset that can take you much further than any isolated technical skill. If this content is making sense to you, don't forget to give it a like. It helps us keep bringing more content like this to you. 8. Long-term planning is essential. Think of your life as a big book, where each chapter represents a period of time. Many people only focus on the next chapter, worrying about what will happen tomorrow, next month, or next year. But to build true financial freedom, you need to look at the whole story. That's where long-term planning comes in. Long-term planning is like visualizing the entire journey before you start walking. Imagine you want to cross a desert. You don't just bring enough water for one day, right? You think about how you'll make it through the entire journey to the end. The same goes for your finances. It's not just about how you'll pay the bills next month, but how you want to be positioned 5, 10, or even 20 years from now. Many people dream of getting rich quickly, thinking that all it takes is finding the right opportunity or a stroke of luck. But even when someone wins the lottery or inherits money, without planning and knowledge, that money can disappear fast. That's why the truly wealthy think differently. They know that real wealth comes from thinking in terms of decades, not months. And this kind of thinking makes all the difference. When you think long-term, you start making better decisions. Instead of spending on things that will only bring you momentary satisfaction, you start investing in choices that will benefit you for many years. As Bill Gates said, people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10. And that's the big lesson. Instead of focusing only on the now, start building a plan that will take you to where you truly want to be in the future. 9. Financial education is the key. Imagine you're driving a car on a dark road. Without headlights, it's hard to see where you're going, and the risk of hitting something is huge. Financial education is like turning on those headlights. It lights up the path, showing where the potholes and sharp turns are. Without this light, even if you make a lot of money, you risk wasting it all and getting lost along the way. Financial education means understanding how money works, how to use it wisely, and most importantly, how to make money work for you. This includes learning how to create a budget, control spending, save, invest, and avoid debts that could turn into major issues. Many people think that knowing how to earn money is enough, but the truth is, without knowing how to keep it and grow it, even great fortunes can slip away like sand through your fingers. For example, have you ever noticed how some lottery winners end up running out of money after a few years? This happens because, even with a large sum in their hands, they lack the foundation needed to manage that wealth. It doesn't matter if you have $1,000 or $1 million, without the right education, the outcome can be the same. The difference between those who manage to thrive and those who are always struggling with bills lies in the knowledge each has about how money should be managed. And that's good news because it means that anyone can learn and improve. With the right information, anyone can take control of their financial life, avoid common mistakes, and create a more secure and prosperous future. 10. Use your time wisely. Transforming your financial life is like building a house. Each habit is a brick that strengthens the foundation of your future. It's not a process that happens overnight, but with each right step, you get closer to your goals. And the good news is that by adopting a few simple and consistent habits, you can completely change the way you handle money. First, start by looking at where your money is going. Track your expenses, see where you might be overspending, and find out where you can save. Every small saving can be directed towards creating an emergency fund, a safety net that will protect you in unexpected moments and give you peace of mind. Next, think about how to invest that money wisely. It could be in a savings account, an investment fund, or even learning more about stocks and real estate. The important thing is to put your money to work for you, instead of letting it sit idle or, worse, spending it on things that don't bring a return. Another powerful tip is to be mindful of your time. Often, we're so busy that we forget to set aside a few minutes to learn about new opportunities or to reassess our priorities. But this time is precious. It can be the difference between staying where you are or discovering a new way to earn more. Finally, don't underestimate the power of persistence. Changing the way you manage money can seem challenging at first, but every small step adds up. And before you know it, you'll be much closer to your dreams. Remember, financial success is a marathon, not a 100-meter sprint. And those who have patience and focus end up crossing the finish line. These tips may seem simple, but they are the steps that make the difference between constantly struggling to pay the bills and finally achieving financial freedom. If you apply these ideas in your daily life, you'll find that it's possible to transform your relationship with money and build a more secure and peaceful future. Did you enjoy the tips? Now that you know the 10 simple habits from Brian Tracy to transform your finances, it's time to put them into action. Remember, every small step you take today can make a big difference in your future. It doesn't matter if you're starting from scratch or already have some financial knowledge. What matters is taking action now. Imagine what it would be like to have your bills under control, your investments growing, and finally feeling that peace of mind knowing your money is working for you. It's a sense of freedom that everyone deserves, and you can achieve it too. So, how about taking that first step? Start by applying one of these habits today, and little by little, watch the transformation unfold. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more content like this. Together, we'll continue on this journey toward financial freedom. See you next time.